It is said that a nation without a past is a nation without a future, and a person who does not know where they come from will never know where they are going. In our modern world, where money is worshipped and chased relentlessly, we have forgotten the simple truth of our forefathers. Today, I want to take you on a journey to understand money through the eyes of an African child. This is not just a tale of wealth or poverty. It is a story of how money, once created with noble intentions, became the tool of manipulation that has reshaped our lives. Before money came into existence, there was barter. Our forefathers exchanged goods, grain for tools, livestock for food, in simple, direct transactions. They had everything they needed: food, shelter, and clothing. There was no need for money when you could simply trade what you had for what you needed. However, as societies grew and resources became unevenly distributed, a new system was needed to bridge the gap between those who had abundance and those who did not. This necessity led to the creation of something that, for many, has become an evil and manipulative force: money. At first, money emerged in its simplest form. In many cultures, shells were used as currency, a means to exchange goods for food, for clothing, or for shelter. Over time, this evolved into the minting of coins for metal. Different metals were tried: copper, silver, and gold, until gold emerged as the most valuable because it was durable and rare. But herein lies the paradox. When you attach value to something that was once valueless, you begin to create an imbalance. Money was meant to equalize, to bridge the gap between abundance and scarcity. Instead, it sowed the seeds of inequality. The birth of money set in motion a series of events that changed our world. Gradually, those who had little were forced to labor for those who had much. The once straightforward barter system was replaced by a system in which money, not hard work, not natural resources, became the master. As money began to dominate society, it brought with it a host of problems. Slavery, the darker side of human civilization, emerged as people with little wealth were forced to work for those with money, essentially selling themselves in exchange for survival. Over time, the pursuit of money became an obsession. People began to value money above the very resources that once sustained life: rich, fertile fields, healthy cattle, homes built by nature's gifts. Natural resources that once allowed communities to live in abundance were neglected in favor of accumulating currency. Today, we see the consequences. Fancy houses that require decades of loans to own, expensive cars that need constant upkeep, and the never-ending cycle of paying for basic services such as water and electricity. Without money, many cannot make ends meet, yet they are trapped in a system where money rules every aspect of life. This is the sad reality. Money, originally created to balance needs, has become a master that enslaves people. Our forefathers lived in harmony with the land. They hunted, grew their own food, and cared for their communities in a way that money could never replace. But as modern society evolved, we traded these authentic ways of life for a system built on monetary value. Ironically, today we have all the money in the world, yet many have lost everything that truly matters: our connection to our past, our ability to sustain ourselves naturally, and our sense of identity. Modern housing is a burden. You pay for decades and still must cover monthly bills just to maintain a roof over your head. Even the cars we drive are symbols of a wealth that demands continuous upkeep and dependence on finite resources. Our forefathers did not need money. They thrived on the bounty of the land. They hunted, farmed, and lived in balance with nature. They did not rely on a currency that could be taken away or manipulated by those in power. And yet, we have been sold a lie. We have been taught to value money above all else, sacrificing our heritage, our resources, and ultimately our freedom. It is time to challenge this system. It is time to remember that our value is not measured in currency, but in our heritage, our connection to the land, and the wisdom passed down from our forefathers. We must return to the lessons of the past, learn from the simplicity of barter, the sustainability of agrarian life, and the authenticity of our indigenous ways. Our history, filled with rich traditions and deep-rooted values, holds the key to a future free from the manipulations of modern money. Imagine a world where we are not enslaved by an abstract currency, where natural resources are valued as they were meant to be, and where every African child grows up knowing their heritage, their clan, and the true meaning of wealth. That future starts with us reclaiming our identity. Let us stand as one people, bound not by the chains of money, but by the power of our forefathers' wisdom. For in the words of the old proverb, a tree without roots cannot stand. It is time to replant our roots and allow our nations to flourish once again. If this message resonates with you, if you believe that reclaiming our heritage is the only path toward a brighter future, then please, like this video, share it with your community. Subscribe to our channel for more powerful insights into African history. Comment below with your thoughts. What is your story? Where are your roots? Remember, history is not just a record of the past. It is the foundation upon which our future is built. Let's build a future that honors who we truly are. Thank you for watching. This is Mlandamatics, reminding you that our past is our power, and it lives in all of us.